Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me and allowing me to continue to be your daily advocate. If you're new here or you're not subscribed for any reason, please do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button. Thank you to all of you who have been watching and following me for so long. It truly means a lot, and I'm glad that I can be this person.
Ray Dalio says he's investing in crypto. The world's largest hedge fund, Bridgewater, is preparing to invest in its first crypto fund. Now, it's secretive and it doesn't say exactly what it's invested in, but I tell you, this is telling me that there is definitely a stock market crash coming if Ray Dalio and Bridgewater are getting into crypto. They're looking to hedge, baby. And off the White House warning, something is afoot here, ladies and gentlemen. Here's something else that's afoot around the globe here. Sophie Gilder, it says the head of blockchain digital assets at Commonwealth Bank of Australia, CBA, revealed that the financial institution could start offering more cryptocurrency services to their clients. It's the adoption in the banking system, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're seeing here. It goes even further with Malaysia. Could they be the next El Salvador? Malaysia's Deputy Minister of Communications and Multimedia has suggested that the country should adopt cryptocurrencies as legal tender to help younger generations. Now, we'll see how this goes. You know what I've said about El Salvador. I don't think that plays out well with them, with the, I would say, warnings that the IMF has sent to El Salvador about not doing that, which they've already done, making Bitcoin legal tender there. One thing I would offer as a side note or a caveat to that point, if we see XRP adopted as a bridge currency, I don't think it much matters except to the citizens and the governments that actually make Bitcoin or crypto legal tender. Because if you have a bridge asset in between everything, it really only affects the country you've passed that law in. We'll see how this goes. And potentially the bondholders that are lending you money prior to you making something like Bitcoin or crypto legal tender. Isn't that the real issue here? So we'll keep an eye on it. Stellar CEO Danelle Dixon said that Ukraine is still developing its central bank digital currency during armed conflict with Russia. The progress goes on is what we're seeing there, and it goes on around the world. This got even bigger. And this yesterday, we announced that we had the NAB, the National Australian Bank, and the Bank from Canada, which is the CIBC, but now Israel has signed an agreement with them as well. This is really getting big, ladies and gentlemen. Where's this stop? We don't know. An international banking alliance is using Ripple blockchain network technology for cross-border payments efficiency. Banks from Canada and Israel signed an agreement with the National Australia Bank, Australia's largest business bank, to improve security and efficiency of their payment system, share innovation strategies, and more. And listen, it goes on to say just very quickly here, currently the Ripple payment network works with worldwide financial institutions from over 55 countries. Their on-demand liquidity ODL services uses digital asset XRP to source liquidity during cross-border transactions as an alternative to traditional systems. This is getting bigger, ladies and gentlemen. Well, Jeremy Kaufman from Library Project has had a great day yesterday. He said SEC testimony is over. Today was an absolute win spiritually and factually. Not 100% confirmed, but may be on with Charles Gasparino to talk more about the case. We'll keep an eye on it. If you're not following Jeremy, I would look at, they're getting beat up on just like Ripple is, and they don't have the deep liquidity that Ripple does. And again, just to quickly highlight here, if the SEC wins this case on Library, it will be very damaging to the entire crypto space, just as it would be for the Ripple to have a loss on that case and the advantage going to the SEC for a jurisdictional power grab. Now, talking about power grab, let's get into the latest on the case. This is Jim Filan helping us all out here. Breaking, the SEC has filed yet another request for an extension of time, asking the court to extend the March 23rd, 2022 deadline for the parties to propose discovery schedule for the individual defendants. Very quickly here, if I could, it's the SEC trying to push it and kick the can down the road. It says here, respectfully submits this motion to request the court permit a brief extension until no later than 1 week after the individual defendants file their answers to inform the court on whether the SEC intends on conducting any additional discovery. Defendants do not consent to this motion and have indicated that they will file response with the court today. And it goes on, as you can imagine, but we have more to go over here, so let's stay with this. So now this here is the individual defendants have filed their objection to the SEC's delayed resolution of this case long enough. Listen to this letter, is straight fire right here. We write on behalf of the defendants of Ripple Labs Incorporated, Brad Garlinghouse and Christian Larson here. It says collectively to oppose the SEC's request for an extension of the March 23rd deadline to file a letter informing the court of any additional discovery necessary in the light of Judge Torres's March 22nd orders, or March 2022 orders, and the schedule by which the parties will complete any such discovery. The SEC has delayed resolution of this case long enough. The individual defendants have affirmed their willingness to forego additional discovery after filing their answers in the interest of moving the case forward, subject to both sides' reservation of the right to seek narrow remedies related discovery if it becomes necessary, nor will the individual defendants' answer raise any new affirmative defenses necessitating discovery by the SEC. The parties have also discovered a proposed schedule for the filing of summary judgment, briefs of the Daubert motions, with opening briefs due as early as May 22. It says here the SEC has refused to commit to any schedule until after it reviews the individual defendants' answers, but even if the SEC were permitted to take discovery into or of the individual defendants and the individual defendants were reciprocate, discovery has closed with respect to Ripple. Nothing should further delay Ripple from moving for summary judgment and demonstrating to the court that XRP is not a security. The court should deny the SEC's motion for yet another extension of time. The parties will then identify by March 23rd any additional discovery that is needed. Once those letters are filed, the parties can then propose to the district court appropriate schedules for the summary, judgment, and Daubert briefs. How about that one? And then signed by, yeah, you see old Matthew Solomon's up in there as well as the rest of the team. Come on in, but let's get some feedback here. What's going on? Jeremy Hogan says here the SEC is requesting an extension, of course, but look at footnote 2. Ripple is suggesting that the initial summary judgment briefs be filed by May. The SEC, of course, is saying that's too soon, but the end game is in sight, says Jeremy Hogan, and what a feeling that is. Says defendants also propose a summary judgment schedule with open briefs related to filing due in mid-May. There it is right there. So we will keep an eye on that. Now that just means anytime thereafter, maybe we could see something resolved, right? So let's take a look at this. Even more from Jeremy Hogan here, legal analyst on the case here, says, I tried to analyze this for you in a true legal sense, but my mind was blown by the part below and I couldn't think about much else after. Is the SEC potentially hiding document in which the SEC concluded that XRP was not a security? What does Matthew Solomon know? Take a look at what's said here. I'm going to pick it up. It says here the SEC should not be permitted to argue the fact finder that Mr. Garlinghouse and Mr. Larson were reckless not to recognize that XRP purchasers saw XRP as an investment in a common enterprise while concealing potentially that the SEC's own Director of Division of Corporate Finance had analyzed a substantially similar digital asset and maybe even XRP itself and concluded that it was not. Ho, 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 ho. I tell you, this is getting very, very interesting. SEC potentially hiding a document that says XRP is not a security?
So enjoy your day, everybody. I'm always here for you. Leave any comments or questions below and be sure to subscribe. But thanks, everybody. I really appreciate you. Enjoy your day, and I always have your back. So thanks so much, everybody.